Ahoy there, cruise nerds, and welcome aboard to my channel, DCL Cruise Nerd. My name is Megan and I am your host. Today we will be talking about some of the onboard activities you can sign up for in advance. So let's go ahead and sail away into the main topic. Alright, cruise nerds, let's talk about the onboard activities that you can pre-reserve for your sailing. Now, there is a booking window that you will have to wait for prior to you reserving these. Now, how this works is if you are a platinum, gold, or silver, or if you're a brand new guest. Now, if you're a platinum or also concierge guest, you can book at least 120 days prior to your reservation. For all gold Castaway Club members, you have 105 days prior to your cruise that you can start booking. For all silver, you have 90 days prior to your cruise that you can start booking these onboard activities. And for all brand new guests, you have as early as 75 days prior to the reservation taking sail. Now, how this works is when you go into your reservation, regardless if you go via your laptop or your phone of any sort, you can book these activities in that particular reservation on the main page of that particular cruise. And you will see different formats of this. If you're on the computer, you will see make plans, or if you're on your phone, you will see it on the main page of that reservation under port adventures, adult dining, onboard fun, so on and so forth. Now, my number one thing I recommend that for you to book in advance is if anyone has someone under the age of 12. And this is the Bippy Boppity Boutique. Now, the Bippy Boppity Boutique is at the starting price of $99.95, and it will go up from there depending on what type of package you choose once you arrive to your appointment. Now, I don't recommend going on your first day since it's only going to be half a day that you will be able to enjoy your prince or princess to be dressed up in this particular attire. But, of course, that is just me. And once you book it, you'll see that in your plans and itinerary, and you can book around it. Number 2, adult dining. Now, there are 2 restaurants you can pre-reserve prior to your cruise. Paulo's and Remy's. Paulo's is going to be Italian cuisine at $40 per person, and this particular restaurant is going to be on all 4 ships. Whereas Remy's is French cuisine, and you will only see that available on the Disney Dream and Disney Fantasy. Both restaurants are amazing, but if I had to pick a favorite, I would choose Paulo's and Paulo's Brunch. So, those are 2 restaurants I definitely highly recommend booking in advance, especially if you want to go ahead and enjoy. And, of course, they will have limited availability closer to your sailing, so definitely book that as soon as possible. Number 3, adult beverage tasting. Now, these will progress throughout your sailing, and you can do at any time. Normally, they are at nighttime around between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. And these tastings range from $23 all the way to $38. So these are pretty cheap. And these beverage tastings are anywhere from whiskey to tequila and margarita to bourbon, champagne, wine, rum tastings, and mixology tastings. So it varies on which one is basically your cup of tea. And speaking of cups of tea, the next item that I definitely recommend, and it's number 4 on my list, is the Royal Court Royal Tea. I dare you to say that 10 times fast. It definitely gives you a twist tongue. The Royal Court Royal Tea is definitely amazing. I actually got to experience it once just to see what it was like, and it was just It's amazing if you want to have some fun, especially as a princess or Prince Charming. Now, for anyone between the ages of 3 years old and 12, the price is going to be $220. Anyone of age 13 years and older is going to be $69 per person. And these will normally take place Deck 3 Midship in Royal Court or Royal Palace if you're on the Dream or Fantasy, and a lot of times it will happen in Lumiere's or Triton's on the Disney Wonder and Disney Magic. Now, number 5 on my list that I definitely recommend go ahead and plan, especially if you have an infant and you want to have some adult time to yourselves. I recommend It's a Small World Nursery. I highly recommend it. And a lot of my friends have come up to me and say, Megan, can I trust It's a Small World Nursery? And I say 1,000 times yes. Because I got to experience this particular nursery with my niece about almost 11 years ago, when she was just an infant and we were up in Alaska and we wanted to do some things that were only for adults. So yes, I highly recommend it. If there's anything that the counselors need to know, definitely let them know. And of course, also put it in your reservation by calling Disney Cruise Line. But this is how the pricing works. For your first child, it's going to be $4.50 per half hour, or it's going to be $9 an hour. And if you have a second child that you want to put in there as well, it's going to be $4 even per half hour. Whereas for anything longer, which would be an hour, it will be $8 an hour. For my next item on my list, number 6, character dining experiences. Now, this is normally for 5-night sailings or longer, where these will take place on a day at sea. Normally it is Disney Junior characters and occasionally 1 or 2 other types of characters like Mickey and the Gang. And this is no cost, but these are very popular, so I definitely recommend try and choose to get on one of the days at sea, depending on how many sea days you have. Number 7, character meet and greets. Now, these character meet and greets are normally for the princesses or Frozen characters. Now, for the theme sailings, there's also character meet and greet onboard activities where you can book for Thor or some of the Marvel characters like Captain America, Spider-Man, King T'Challa, those kind of characters, or for Star Wars, R2-D2 and C-3PO, Darth Vader, Kylo Ren, so on and so forth. So definitely go ahead and try to book those as soon as possible. Now, for these character meet and greets, when Disney Cruise Line starts back up and running, I am not sure how those will really play out, since Disney hasn't really announced what they are going to do with those. So once Disney Cruise Line has announced more about the character meet and greet signups, I will definitely make sure to bring that to you. And also for these character meet and greets, these are no additional charge as well. Number 8, and the last thing on my list, is actually spa and fitness type activities. Now, these normally don't go as fast as others activities that you have to pre-book. So that's why it's number 8 on my list. But I still highly recommend you booking something so you can have that day to rejuvenate and relax and enjoy your day. So these particular spa and fitness items start from anywhere from $50 all the way to $400, plus an 18% gratuity on top of that. Now, prices of course will vary and could change from cruise to cruise. Now, one thing that you can book in advance, but you would have to call over the phone, is for the Rainforest Day Pass. Now, that one is going to be $34 for one day. If you want a multiple day pass, that is something that you would have to book on board the ship. And of course, if you want to go ahead and book one day, they will definitely do the difference in price once you get there and book it. Now, some of these areas for the spa and fitness is anywhere from a shave and also grooming treatment, pedicures, massages, also personal training, so on and so forth. So there's various things that you can choose from when you are thinking about spa appointments. And all of these activities that I recommended and also told you that you should pre-book, you do not have to pay for these until you are on the ship. Okay? Now, it will show you the price on your reservation, but like I said, you do not have to pay for it until you're on the ship. Also, if you are thinking of canceling any of these particular reservations, do it, I would say, at least 3 to 4 days in advance prior to your sailing. Because now, there are other activities that are going to be on board the ship that you don't necessarily have to book in advance. There will be a variety of chances that you can get this. And the way that you can see those particular activities are through the Navigator and also the Navigator app on your phone. Now, what they used to do is put one of these in your stateroom each night for the next day. But they now do not do that. You would have to go buy guest services in order to get the next day. So it will give you all the information that you will need to know, from movies to activities that you can go and book to open houses, and also other information that you will need to know for the next day. Now, some of the things that you can do, like I mentioned, movies, also miniature golf on the Disney Dream and Disney Fantasy. Also, there's the Aqua Duck, which is on the Disney Dream and Disney Fantasy, and the Aqua Dunk on the Disney Magic. I highly recommend both of those. Now, the Aqua Dunk is a singular person type ride. Very quick, and you go over the ocean really quick. But it's still fun, and there's a countdown with Huey, Dewey, and Louie. So it's really fun. And the Aqua Duck, and that is a 1 or 2 person tube ride. So you can definitely see people in that particular setting. Satellite Falls, which is up on deck 12 on the Dream and Fantasy. Also, there is a jogging track on deck 4. And just follow the route on there as it shows. There is also O'Gills, which is on majority of the ships, and 687. So those areas are for sports, and you can go enjoy some football, some baseball, basketball, depending on what time of year you go. Hockey, I know that's popular. Also, karaoke. There is family karaoke and crazy karaoke. Crazy karaoke is mostly for adults on a certain night, and then, of course, family karaoke throughout your entire cruise. Variety apps throughout your cruise. That is something else that will be in your personal navigator that you can find. And then another thing that I really enjoy doing is the Midship Detective Agency. Now, this is going to be on the Disney Dream and Disney Fantasy. And what you will do is either go to Deck 5 Midship or Deck 2 Midship. And what you will get is you're going to get a barcode and also which particular mystery you're going to solve. Whether that is missing puppies or missing paintings, or even assist the Muppets in a detective mystery case. Alright, cruise nerds, thanks for watching. If you haven't done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, as well as follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and also Twitter for more breaking news and updates. I hope everyone has a magical day out there. Have faith, trust, and pixie dust, and I'll see you real soon on board.